Do your audition for Dying Light 3 main character.
Give me some context as to Dying Light 2 main character. I want him to be different.
You want it to be different?
Yeah, well, actually, what's Dying Light 1 main character? What was his energy?
Sonic.
I'm Dying Light 1!
But not that kind of Sonic. Like the guy who voiced Sonic and Ezio.
Oh, literally Sonic.
Yeah, literally Sonic. And Ezio and Mirage.
I forgot it was Ezio. Okay, what about Dying Light 2?
Think like Troy Baker circa BioShock Infinite.
Okay. So they need a bit of British in there. They need a bloody. Bloody.
Yeah.
There's a zombie right behind me, isn't it?
Got to go fast. I love Dying Light.
Take me to the bubby. What would be a good way to intro this one?
With me picting my node?
With me picting my node? Booger episode.
So, I've got a good way to start the episode. Sorry, I'm just wiping my booger nose on this boy.
That's fine.
I woke up today and I was like, normal day, bit stinky outside, but normal day.
Yeah.
And
that is normal nowadays.
I walked to work and stuff, and I've got like a bit of a blocked nose. And I'm like, I hope this passes. So then I continue my day, and things continue as regulared. Continuing on, I continue through my continuation, and the continuation of my blocked nose has continued. So, what do?
What the f*** are you talking about?
I nasal spray my continued blocked nose.
You got to stop with that nasal spray.
To discontinue.
You're addicted.
I had to discontinue
every day.
The nasal spray.
Every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, I'm just fresh off one of them nasal sprays. Have you not read the label? The warnings.
There's a label?
Yeah. It'd be like...
No, genuinely. I've got a feeling I talked about nasal spray last episode. But I haven't used nasal spray since that day.
So a whole week.
Mm-hmm. So like I've given it a break. So today is the first day since. I had a blocked nose. I assumed it was pollen, so I had a double spray up each nose, which you're supposed to do. It's supposed to be
a double spray.
Yeah,
it's a steroid, you know, brother.
What?
So you're on steroids, are you?
I wish I could afford steroids. Of course I'd be on steroids. I'd look like Thor. I'd look like the Hulk.
You do steroids, I do human growth hormone, see who gets better results.
See who gets the bigger tummy. But anyway, to continue, my nose is so clear.
Really?
For the rest of the whole day. No, it's a problem. Because like the whole day, I feel like lightheaded. I'm pretty sure my nose was so clear, I was like hyperventilating.
Wow.
Because I was deep breathing. Because I was like, wow, this feels fucking amazing.
That's like me post my nose surgery.
Yeah.
My my septoplasty. Edit that out, yeah?
You know, I noticed for the first time today, your nose. Like how different it is.
Than how it used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. A jarling or two has had their own nose surgery to get it fixed. It was an expensive procedure.
But you get drugs.
I don't like those kinds.
No.
So that wasn't even a plus, outside of the fact that it made me not feel it for a while.
Do you feel anything when you're on those drugs? Or is it like time traveling?
I guess if you're someone that wants to not feel anything, then it's great. If you want to disappear.
But like it's not like you just don't feel anything physically because it like changed your brain. Because I interacted with you when you were using these drugs.
It's zombie time.
Yeah.
Which some people like people that drink lean and stuff like this. That's what it was codeine. Like codeine is in lean.
But like, do you remember it? Do you remember
I remember playing Elden Ring in bursts.
Oh, okay.
But the thing I remember most is when it starts wearing off and then the waves of pain would hit and I'd have to lie down.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds a bit nasty.
Yeah. A little bit nasty. 5, 4, 3,
2, 1,
go. Take me to the river. Yeah. Watch me play the cane.
What's the cane?
That thing you got me for my birthday.
Oh.
It's over there, but I'm sat down.
Is that what you've actually been doing this whole time?
Yeah, I appreciate the person who shouted out my flutter.
Flutterby.
Flutterby. What? Intros give me the tingle.
Yeah. Intros piss me off.
You don't really grind my gears, intros. I did the countdown too. I'm going to do it. Yeah, good afternoon, morning, evening, or night.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Alex, joined by Billy and Jim.
You can't say that. Beep that.
Why?
You said I'm Alex.
Oh, God. Hello, Billy. Hello, Billy.
There you go. Start from there.
Hello, Billy. Welcome to the cast, just like those listening and watching all around the globe. My name is By Fear.
No.
Oh, I'm Alex.
No.
You know he's live streaming. Like
what? What on Kick?
No, he's like on his main. He live streams and then he deletes the live stream.
Cool.
This is YouTuber I'm Alex.
Cool.
Got some schadenfreude from that one, brother.
You keep saying that. I don't know what that means.
It's a German word. You know, like Germans have these really specific words for things we don't have. It's the joy of someone's sort of misery.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's a particularly good one. Yeah. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night. Morning, evening, or evening, or evening, or night.
Okay.
And welcome to, what are we on, season
2?
Yeah, season 2 of Broadcast, right? Sorry, Billy's on me, so this is very difficult.
Do you want me to take over?
What, with Billy?
Yeah, I can always have Billy.
You want Meal?
I don't think Meal wants me.
Well, maybe I'll put the laptop on her. Right.
She'll cook.
We have heaps to talk about today, brother. Did I say who you are? Yeah, I did. Right, and then Meal came over and just threw the whole thing off.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I'm Jamie, and I'm allowed to say that.
And I'm Alex.
And you're not allowed to say that.
Before we get too deep into the show, as always, got to shout out those patrons that make the show and the audio version possible. Get that raw, unfiltered MP3 over on the Patreon, ad-free, every goddamn week. But that's not all. Get your patron names read out in the first or second week of each month. That'll be coming up in not too much time at all. Time flies when you're getting scared. Jar After Hours has been our ongoing sort of bonus show over on the Patreon. There have been endless great episodes over there, like the Cinema Sins Going Too Far. I chucked up a few bonus moments every now and again. If there's something I take out of the cast, I'll throw it on there. We did a 40-minute long Minecraft movie discussion. We did about an hour-long Elon rant. We did about an hour-long Invincible Season 3, As Mid As They Say. Lego Death Sounds matching game. Will the Farter Helldivers discussion. All sorts going on over there, but that's not all. Jar Media Group Chat also has a place where Jarlings can congregate and talk about funny things like Oblivion and things like that. And before I go and record the episode, I'll pluck a couple things and say, hey, buddy, what should I talk about on this episode? And there'll be a lot of memes and dumb shit I ignore, and occasionally something I'll pluck. Isn't it? I want to get into housekeeping because...
yeah, I'm eager.
We round off conversations from the previous week. There was some really good discussion in here, so I don't want to dilly-dally too long. I just kind of want to get into it right here, right now.
Yeah. Let me just preface this with I'm kind of pissed off.
Good. Get riled up like you're Jordan Belfort in the building. About to make an amazing trade.
Read, time for trade.
r/Jar Media can get us going then. Just commenting on the brief Wolf of Wall Street discussion. Was it that brief? While I think Jim's criticism of the movie are perfectly valid, I just wanted to point something out. Did you stop to think for 1 second and consider the fact that Jordan Belfort is based and red-pilled? Just wondering, because if you didn't consider this, I think it completely invalidates your opinion. Thank you. And that throws a spanner in the works. Just like this one. From Lead F1... Lead Fingers. Generally pretty good points here. But the fact is that the viewer can romanticize the parts of the art they like, while completely ignoring the resolution of the art and character's position at the end of the film. It happens with Clockwork Orange, it happened with American Psycho. Look at the Joker's unironic interpretation when it came out. The viewer may be able to watch the entire film, but if the only part they choose to remember is the Sigma male badass or the anarchic, chaotic lone wolf aspects, the resolution of these characters turning up pathetic / washed up / dead doesn't really matter. I find it hilarious that the person who, slight aside, I guess created with the theory of the lone wolf thing, like spent the rest of his career trying to undo it because it is not true.
Yeah, the whole alpha, sigma, beta thing.
Yeah, well, specifically in relation to wolves, where like a lone wolf will die.
Yeah.
They're pack animals.
Yeah.
In the same way a lone human will probably die.
But sigma wolves, they do so well. I disagree with that take though.
Why?
Because, like, the Joker, I don't think the Joker's real, I think. American Psycho, not a real guy, I don't think. And the other one.
The biopic nature of Wolf of Wall Street does make it slightly different.
It's not just the biopic nature, it's also, I can see Jordan Belfort, like, now.
On TikTok now.
I can see him now. And he looks to me like he's, like, kind of doing pretty good. Like, way better than 99% of people. So.
I guess for those who don't know what we're talking about, we had a discussion about the idea of the death of the artist and the way people interpret art, and we got onto the Wolf of Wall Street, which I haven't thought about since about 2015 when it came out. Well, now we are in this what's it called? The manosphere? Tate
We're
type
a part
world.
of the manosphere, I think.
Yes, we are men, are we not?
Join our Patreon where you can get access to lots of dating tips and crushing puss types of ways.
Hell yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. Meep Top had something interesting to say, who is a good YouTuber. I would check them out, they got some cool videos. I spent an unnecessary amount of time trying to unpack the depiction versus endorsement debate, and unfortunately the only conclusion I can ever personally draw is, paradoxically, that it is impossible to come to any definitive conclusions. Can't read today or any day. Everything contributes to the conversation, including the way the art is depicted, the intention behind that, how the art explores its ideas and executes them, and even the way the art is interpreted and received on a cultural level. All of these things have an impact. And reconciling with all of them to determine whether it's depiction or endorsement is, in an ideal world, ultimately up to the individual, bar some extreme cases where it's incredibly obvious the art heavily leans one way or the other, but even then people find ways to argue. Personally, I've always thought The Wolf of Wall Street works as satire. I think this both because of Scorsese's stated intentions and also because of his overall execution of the idea. To me, it's a film that plainly presents why a life of excess is attractive from the outside in, but it's also equally blunt about how depraved and shallow that life is. Even though the box office numbers and YouTube shorts, I think the film effectively shows that a life of debauchery and excess is a dangerously attractive ideal, one that gets passed down to everyone in our current very broken system. However, especially in our modern climate, I completely understand why anyone, including Jim, would simply find it redundant and repulsive. I think Jim raised a lot of good points about the film that directly contradict my own stance on it. Points so good he has me sitting here, completely reconsidering my position, LMAO. If nothing else, I can definitely say that if I were to rewatch this film this year, it would probably hit pretty differently for me. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I think that's a cool nuance in itself, though. You've come to the correct conclusion, and I believe that is what the art is showing. But the juvenile nature of it, and the fact that it feels the need to be entertaining and funny too much. Like, The best comparison as like a biopic I can think of right now is the Robbie Williams monkey movie, right? Like
Better Man.
Better Man equally shows a real person who like lived life to an extreme and had all this excess and wealth. But that movie made me feel like those panic attacks depicted in the movie were like frightening. The scene when he's like wearing the skinny suit and he's getting like vacuum sealed.
Yeah.
It's like, that's pathetic. And he's a monkey. I don't want to be that. Whereas when I see Jordan Belfort, you know, boozing up and being funny when like he's had too much ketamine or whatever, that scene when he's crawling, like it's not like, wow, that's a real low. Like if I saw a video of me actually on ketamine crawling through the street, I'd be like, wow, that's fucked up. Like I'm so embarrassed.
I'm ashamed.
But seeing Leonardo DiCaprio being funny crawling man out of the Lamborghini, it's like, haha, that would be a funny story to tell the lads. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I think the last one I have on this one from Telekinesthetic Man. I think the idea around death of the author isn't so much about the author's expressed intent is invalid, but rather that the meaning should be derived from the work itself, and that everyone should be offered the chance to feel their own way about the art they engage with. So if everyone interprets a work a certain way, even if it's not what the author wanted, we can't invalidate that experience for them. Not to say the author's intent doesn't matter either, but there's a balance to be met here. Obviously, this means people can make claims in bad faith and so clearly misinterpret something, but that's the unfortunate price we have to pay. An example that seems to happen quite a lot is with characters being perceived as gay, even if the author never once meant for that. They can come out and say otherwise, but in the end, if the text offers people a reason to think the characters are gay, then they'll be perceived that way by those people. The author can't take that away from them, even if it's wrong. If the text supports it, it doesn't matter what the author says. The text is the text. That doesn't mean it can't be countered or argued about, but that's the beauty of art, and the entire point of persuasive text, like reviews and critiques. The art has given us something to talk about. This is strongly related to countering those who claim that art can have objective quality, which is ridiculous. And also, the bad N-word, well, they were the bad N-word, Nazi rhetoric. All art is subjective, therefore anyone can form their own feelings about it regardless of authorial intent. Jacob Geller has a great video about this titled Who's Afraid of Modern Art? There's also an old Jimquisition video about the objective review, which just lists a series of boring facts, and Joseph Anderson's video Subjectivity is Implied that I'd recommend as well. I think about the death of the author quite a lot in relation to video games, particularly when glitches and performance problems. With glitches and performance problems, how do you actually know what is a glitch? Technically, it's an unexpected, unintended result, but how do we actually know for certain what's intended by every single developer working on a game? Even if you ask them and get an answer, does that really change anything? Do you know if what the artist/developer is saying is accurate to what really happened while the work was being created? Even human memory is subjective and emotional, not factual. When thinking of games as products, it's easy to view glitches as some kind of objective flaw, but when thinking on a more artistic and philosophical level, I don't think we can make that argument. Think of how many games are enhanced by funny glitches or make speedruns more enjoyable with cool, skill-based tech that was likely unintentional. Some people don't care about resolution, frame rate, and draw distances, while others do. There are entire mechanics in games that are just glitches left in the game's code because it was more fun. Does that mean the game is automatically bad, or that more glitches equals more bad? Not necessarily. But that doesn't mean all glitches are good either. Of course, I wish we collectively judged art in more thoughtful, less binary ways. That was a really cool one. I love that point about video games. I was thinking about that in terms of like the Halo 2 speedruns with the sword glitch and the sniper or whatever, and that's just added an entire new level of enjoyment to the game.
But they patched it out.
In the MCC, I guess. Yeah.
They ruined it.
Yeah, but let's not get started on the MCC. I'll just get upset.
Yeah, let's just not talk about Halo. But yeah, awesome comment.
Yeah, I dig that. Did you have any other thoughts on the matter? I just find it interesting to ponder and thinking about. Even like...
I want to say briefly, I really appreciate these comments. They're really cool and respectful.
Yeah, they were really cool. I like the dialogue, and there was more actually on the Patreon as well that I didn't screenshot, but there was some good convo on there too. I think there was.
But hearing, funnily, the guy who said me talking about the movie is making them rethink their opinions of the movie. I had the same thing hearing their thoughts on the movie. I'm like, yeah, they've kind of got a point.
Yeah. It's complicated, and actually there are more. I just had these comments in the wrong order. So do you want more, or do you feel like it's wrapped up?
You choose. Oh, but I can't see the comments from here, so...
Bacon Chicken 42. I'm going to do a couple more. When I first watched Wolf of Wall Street, I remember being more in line with Jim's opinion that it was just glorifying excess. Years later, when I watched it again, I picked up on more of the satire elements, in particular way the final shot pulls up to reveal all the mindless losers that were heading down the same road. Now realizing that Jordan Belfort is in the movie and whipping back around again. Doing that completely undercuts whatever message it may have been trying to deliver. Jackie Nicole says, I also view American Psycho as surrealist and mostly non-literal, which adds to the satirical nature of the film. The character in the film can't even distinguish themselves on what their own actions or experiences from each other. In the end, Patrick Bateman is cursed to an isolating capitalist world completely devoid of individuality and empathy, whereas The Wolf of Wall Street is far more matter-of-fact and in ways merely depicts the overindulgence, which I think, to Scorsese's credit, he seeks to portray exactly how Belfort was to maintain the authenticity and wants the audience to come to their own conclusion about Belfort's morality. However, in a world that already celebrates rampant consumerism, and in countries such as America, which lacks media literacy, films such as Wolf of Wall Street run the risk of people taking away the wrong lessons from it. But then conversely, Joseph Parkin says, Jim, I'll just read it first. Jim clearly has no media literacy if he's bashing Wolf for not making the characters be explicitly described as bad and condemned by Scorsese. Infuriating and bad take that modern audiences have nowadays. Sounds like he wants the woke of Wall Street. How dull.
I'm not saying what Scorsese feels about this guy, although he mustn't have been that anti Belfort to be like, yeah, but be in the movie. Do you think he got paid to be in the movie?
That is weird. I don't know why
I really disagree with that choice.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I think there's one other one that looks like it disagrees with you. I didn't think this through. Says, I'd like to argue with Jamie about his review of The Wolf of Wall Street because I disagree almost entirely, respectfully. The film covers several genres, comedy, dark comedy, but also drama and thriller. That's important because the film clearly leans into a comedic and romanticized portrayal of a high-risk, morally bankrupt lifestyle. It doesn't try to literally expose the lifestyle. Instead, it highlights the absurdity and chaos through stylized direction and humor. One of the clearer examples of this is the fourth wall-breaking scenes, like when he's walking through the office and questioning whether it's all legal, or like Jamie mentioned, when they're crawling along the floor after overdosing. These exaggerated moments are where a lot of the creative energy was focused, I think. It's in these moments that the film finds its voice. The juxtaposition between the intensity of the illegal situations and the often ridiculous, funny personalities involved is where the film really shines. You could compare it to GTA V, particularly the mini cutscenes that play when switching to Trevor. We often find him half naked in a ditch, or doing something outrageous purely for comedic effect. It's not there to be realistic or morally instructive, it's there to give the player a laugh before they dive back into gameplay. The film works the same way, exaggeration for entertainment. That said, it's totally fair to acknowledge some of Jamie's criticism, e.g. having the real Jordan Belfort cameo at the end does feel like a moment of glorification, almost as if he's being celebrated. It reminded me of that scene at the end of Star Wars Episode 1, when Obi-Wan burns Qui-Gon's body, kind of ceremonial. It feels a little too admiry and could be easily read as casting Belfort in a heroic light, which is a risky choice given the context. But still, bear all the same. The above opinion comes from watching the film right after listening to this episode. I'd never seen it before, but it gave me a good reason to finally watch, I guess. I hear what they're saying outside of the episode 1 thing. I don't.
I mean, that was funny, and that really threw my whole, my whole train of thought off. But hang on, I really need to reel it back from that bit.
I liked the comparison with GTA 5, actually.
I don't. Again,
Why?
like GTA 5, like you're playing as a lunatic, like mass murderer. You're a video game, like pretend character. Again, and how much of it is exaggerated because like Jordan Belfort did all these things. Like, they didn't just pull this shit out of nowhere. Like, or I am genuinely being fucking stupid.
I think...
But I'm pretty sure they explicitly say in the movie, like, all of this genuinely did happen. And obviously it wasn't, like, shot for shot identical.
Yeah.
But, like, it's... They were doing the crazy shit in the office, the illegal shit in the office, and it's played for laughs, you know? The exploitation of people is played for laughs. And that doesn't sit right with me.
I think I hear what a lot of people are saying about... I do like the idea of the audience coming to their own conclusion.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will agree that having him in it does really make it weird. And I really wish he wasn't in it.
Yeah, and to the film's credit, this movie has made me really, really, really hate Jordan Belfort and everything he did. So to the film's credit, I think, like, it did do that well. It's more about, I don't know, and I think the movie makes it very blurry where, like, the creator's opinions are on Jordan Belfort and what he did.
Yeah.
Because they seem pretty happy that it happened so that they could make a funny movie about it.
Yeah. Okay. That actually is the end of that.
Yeah.
Then. That was enjoyable to talk about.
Yeah, thank you. Apart from the rage bait woke, the woke of Wall Street.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Funny.
Punchman5552 says, "Why do you keep saying I am Steve?" Just felt like it.
It was funny. It was funny at the time.
There was one, but I didn't screenshot it, but someone really hated the diaper shit. In the last episode.
Diaper shit?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. You're just hating us.
Pissed them off?
Mackenzie Jones 9040 says, "Jim's got Kronenberg beer every week. Is that really his favourite beer? Kind of mid, to be honest. Maybe since Jar fumbled the Fleshlight sponsorship, they can try and get a Kronenberg one."
Kronenberg's a classic, baby. I just feel like it's the most normal lager.
1660.
Yeah, it's like it's the Tom Cruise of lagers. You know,
awesome and kind of radical.
Very cool, but a little bit not good.
And the crazy middle tooth.
He does have a crazy middle teeth. I want to just his middle teeth.
Llama Fluff said, "Christopher Eccleston being Randy's brother's favourite doctor makes a lot of sense."
Why? What the fuck? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I mostly just like that really weird, like, roundabout phrasing.
Yeah, that's funny. But Christopher Eccleston, like, is Christopher Eccleston who I think he is?
Yeah, isn't he in 28 Days Later?
Yeah, hell yeah. He's good as fuck in that film. He's good as fuck in everything.
He's a good ass actor, really.
He's awesome. I love Christopher Eccleston. What a classic bloke. He's a belter of a fucking actor.
There's a contingent, just like when we bring up Sonic, that hate when we talk about Doctor Who.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because Doctor Who fucking sucks. Sonic. Is that why? Even Christopher Eccleston couldn't carry that shit.
Cody Peltier said, "Long-time fan stopping in to say, y'all always make my day. No matter what it's like. Reconvene." Oh my god, I'm actually dumb.
What?
Let me just try that again. Long-time fan stopping in to say, y'all always make my day, no matter what. It's like reconvening with old friends who haven't changed but have also grown. Keep it up, Jar Boys.
Oh, you make my day. Every day.
And I got one last one for housekeeping here. I know this is a longer one than usual, but that Wolf of Wall Street thing was interesting to me. This is from the Jar Media group chat over on the Patreon. I'm not a gooner, I'm just a head ... Can't see the rest of their name. Said, "Hey, long time timer, baby born fresh questioner here. Not a fresh topic by far, But did you know Portugal's national anthem's lyrics originally had the closing line saying, "Against the Brits we march, before rewriting it to "Against the cannons we march, Will you still vacate here, knowing we almost made challenging the British Empire our whole bloody identity?" Pretty pathetic, right? Thoughts? Bear from a Portuguese geezer.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't care.
Like, just the idea that they thought that they could stand a chance against our might.
Yeah, when it's like, I feel more sorry for like way weaker countries that like just were steamrolled by the British Empire. When it's like empire v empire, the French, the Portuguese, come on.
Yeah. Who do you think you are? Come on.
Right, we have there's 2 topics we need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is about Katy Perry in space, and mine is about hot Asian babes on Telegram.
Ooh.
Which you want to do first?
Let's do yours, because I feel like who doesn't like hot Asian babes?
Right, so for context, I guess my phone number's just everywhere. Every company has it. Every just random, I guess, Indian man has it.
Hell yeah.
So it's been happening more and more, maybe because I engage with it. I keep getting these people on Telegram messaging me, pretending to be hot Asian babes.
How do you know they're not?
Well, because, like, for example, on April 23rd, Susan, with a phone number from India, messaged me. This is their profile picture.
Damn.
Uh-huh. Looking fine, Susan.
Damn. Susan looking good.
Opening with the message, "Mark, will you come to Lisa's party this week?" Do you want to read what I said?
I would love to, Susan. Are you single? I love Asian women, obsessed even.
To which she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I mistook you for someone else. I'm sorry to bother you." And then what I said in reply:
"No, please don't go. I can be Mark for you, baby." Hell yeah.
But I've had ones bite for longer. Like Lucy. This is Lucy. Hot damn. So you be me again and I'll be Lucy.
Okay.
She opens it on April 16th. "How are you?"
Never been worse.
"What's wrong, my friend?"
Just need a beautiful, completely real Asian woman in my life, you know?
She kind of didn't pay attention to that and said, "Good morning," the next day. "I don't know your name yet."
Heh. My name is Taramaya, but most call me Tan.
"What's a nice name? Where are you from?"
UK. From a town called Chuckletown.
"Okay, I hope our conversation doesn't disturb you."
Why would it?
"Okay, so what type of work do you do?" "I'm a professional consultant and also do Forex trading."
I'm in finance. Also looking for love, cat emoji.
"Okay, how old are you?" "I'm 35 and divorced."
I'm 31?
And then she never replied.
Damn, too old.
Too young for her.
Yeah. Yeah, she wants an old man.
Right, and I've got one more.
Does it hurt when they stop?
It hurts my feelings, yeah. It does, because I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You know?
You're being just in love.
This one is now a deleted account. But I can tell from this is maybe the longest one has been. Roland. There's no picture because it's a deleted account. They started with an animated lion waving emoji saying hello. Then, hi, can I ask you something? I'm just wondering why you're on my contact. Have we ever met before?
Not sure.
I'm sorry, maybe I made a mistake on inputting the number. I really don't know. My apologies. Anyway, where are you from?
Spain.
But where do you live?
I can just give you my social security if that makes it easier.
Oh, I'm from Philippines, but I live in Manchester. By the way, I'm Roland. And you?
I'm Randy. Most people call me Rilla, though.
Pleasure to meet you, Randy. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? And then she specifically replied to, most people call me Rilla, though, with nice.
Nice. 30.
Oh, I'm 28 and I work as a financial analyst. And you?
What a coincidence. I'm a financial analyst as well.
That's cool. May I ask if you're single?
I have a couple wives on the go, actually.
So you're married?
Twice.
Okay, I'm single, by the way. Would you mind continuing to talk to my personal account? I'm using my working Telegram on my laptop. So maybe you have WhatsApp?
I do everything on Telegram. Gotta hide from the wives somewhere.
If you want, I can give you my WhatsApp number. It's my pleasure to share my number with you.
Why would you do that? What are you after? Put it to me straight. Roll.
Nothing. I'm just being friendly and seems you're a nice person. So I won't keep messaging you.
Oh. Wow. Have I found my true love? Gosh, fate sure works in mysterious ways. Perhaps you're another wife for the collection.
And then the final message was just a question mark in reply to, if you want, I can give you my WhatsApp number.
Well, that's kind of beautiful. That's like 3 little British rom-coms all in one go.
Anyway, what's your... you want to talk about Katy Perry in space? Which I don't know, I saw clips from it and were like, wow, this is really pushing feminism forward.
Yeah. I didn't even realize this was the angle they were going for at first, right? So it was an all-female astronaut crew being shot up in the cock rock by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos had a giant cock built to shoot into space with Katy Perry in it.
My dreams kind of go that way.
Yeah. Well, much like Elon Musk, I guess Jeff Bezos is living the meme, as it were.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bunch of women got sent to space, as in they all paid a deposit of at least $150,000. A deposit.
Well, it's kind of like the submarine thing.
Yeah, it's the inverse of the submarine thing. So these fucking assholes, these pricks, went into space, and you know what? Fine, go to space. You have the money. You're mates with Bezos,
or married
too. Crack on, go for it. Or getting married to his fiance, right?
I don't know.
I don't give a shit. I fucking don't care. But these people, like, they go to space. Fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all female space crew, right? So they're going with the angle. Oh, this is like progressive, right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so force that on us. Then also force like we've been to space and we've seen how like it's all just one big planet and that we should love the Earth. Okay, well, why are you flying a fucking rocket?
Heal the world,
it
make
burns,
it a better place.
It burns so much fuel, right, going into space for like 3 minutes. They're in space for like 3-4 minutes. Right.
Yeah.
For them to come back down and say, all of you little people down on Earth, stop ruining the planet, you little people.
Yo, it's just giving us this new perspective, baby.
Yeah. When Jeff Bezos, can you imagine like getting back down to planet Earth and Jeff Bezos is stood there like, hey, it's like the scariest fucking shit. But
that's my nightmare.
The bit that like I was huffing copium, right? I was like, whatever, don't care. Until
what?
Until because I was reading the BBC News article, right?
You mean woke C?
Yeah. And to be fair, woke C were just spitting facts. They were just saying what was happening.
Okay.
And other articles covering, like the articles were written by Jeff Bezos's own media company.
Oh, Wall Street Journal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like the most important thing to ever happen ever for women. It's like, what the fuck do you mean? Some rich asshole paid to go on a fucking flight. But anyway, so Khloe Kardashian was there to watch the flight.
Right. Another feminist icon.
Yeah, another feminist icon who like worked really hard to get where she is. Yeah, it's just proof that if you put in the work, you can make it.
I've seen that clip of Kim Kardashian going, get off your ass and work.
Yeah. Anyone can do it. So Khloe Kardashian said, I didn't realize how emotional it would be. It's hard to explain. I have all this adrenaline and I'm just standing here. Whatever. This is the part where like I start like shaking, right? And like crying blood.
Yeah.
Whatever you dream of is in our reach, especially in today's day and age. Dream big, wish for the stars, and one day you could be amongst them.
But I'm nowhere near as hot as Katy Perry. I don't have a chance.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos doesn't want to bang me. Like,
pretty much.
Dude.
Just wear it on its sleeve, for God's sake. Why do they have
to act like I could do this? Oh shit, that's cool. Katy Perry can afford to go, so if I like double my hours, I can crack on and jump up there with her next time. It's like, what the fuck are you saying?
Just be honest. That's all I'm looking for. Is like,
yeah,
we are generationally wealthy to a degree that makes us the 1% of the 1%. And we're just having fun in space in the same way you would if you were this obscenely rich.
Yeah. Well, no, not true.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. But
yeah, I won't even go there. But I hate that. I just like do it in secrecy.
Yeah.
I don't want to know, and I especially don't want it to be some like paraded like you're doing this for feminism. They didn't do shit. They paid extortionate amounts of money, like money I will never see in my life.
No one will see that much
for
one of these.
Do you know
watches.
how long the round trip was?
No,
it was like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
The deposit was like $150,000. The deposit. On the
Are they trying to like build this up as like something for? Was it like an ad for other rich people to do?
I think.
Was that the purpose, or was there some kind of like tax write-off from it being this big public thing?
No, I think it's advertisement for other rich people. It's also like boasting.
Yeah. Look at the size of my cock rocket with all these babes on it.
Yeah. And I think it might be Jeff Bezos saying, fuck you, Elon Musk. I've got the bigger cock rocket now.
Yeah, the yachts, they're boring old news now.
This is the next thing. The first one to have the space Wall-E fat people yacht is going to be the winner
Yeah.
of this generation. It genuinely sickens me to my fucking stomach. And did you see, like, Katy Perry gets back down and she's like kissing the ground. She kisses the ground.
And then she crawls over to Jeff Bezos' shoes and goes,
Yeah. Or she just like chucks him a tip. Here's an extra fucking 50 grand. Thanks for the good time.
My perspective is so unleashed.
Yeah.
I've never felt like this before.
Yeah, and they're saying shit like that while having even less perspective than they have before. They lost perspective by looking at the whole fucking planet. Monsters, genuine monsters. And the comparison I've heard is like, and it applies to us, like our parents, they watched the moon landing.
Right, yeah. Which were whole governments fighting against each other.
Whole governments fighting. These, like, absolute athletes, like, beyond athletes, the pinnacle of humanity, training and just throwing their whole lives at science.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're going to be at the brink of discovery. It's the final, like, frontier. It's the one thing we haven't been to, like, within our grasp. And they did it. And we get some rich paying to
get Katy Perry.
Yeah.
They could have at least sent Beyonce.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck? Why didn't they send Sia?
Yeah, because at least with like SpaceX, the tech side of it, like a rocket that can come back down, that's cool. That's very cool, that technology. But this whole like flexing thing, Jeff Bezos being attached, it's like, stick to your lane, book boy. Stick to your goddamn lane, book boy.
Well, no. No, because I think it's fucked that, like, NASA should have been at this point decades ago.
Yeah.
But people were like, well, we've fucking been to Mars.
No, we want book boy to take us there. We don't want NASA to take us there.
Like, there's no motivation for us to do this shit unless there's rich fucking paying for it. And even then, it's like, what's the actual cost? What's the human cost there? Benefits, it's like an industry where very smart people get to, like, work in space technology. Like, that I guess gets to become like a competitive like
sector.
A work sector. You know, negatives, environmental, economical, like again, I'm pretty sure we've said on the cast before, but like the gap between like your poorest people and your richest people, the bigger that gap, the more like problems you have. Right, and I don't think you can make a bigger gap than showcasing to people who like can't afford a car or housing. You're showcasing
their retirement fund that's just gone down the drain.
While the president of the US is like tanking stocks and fucking people's entire pensions. You're showcasing these people who are willing to blow probably over $1 million. If the deposit is 100,000, probably over $1 million on a 12-minute trip up and down.
That's chump change, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't build some disdain for the system we live within the majority of people, then the majority of people are stupid.
I kissed Bezos and I liked it. It's cringy. This timeline is cringy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's lame.
But also, like,
Corpo Future sucks. I hate being in Blade Runner on our way.
Yeah.
Blade Runner on our way sucks.
It's really, really fucking lame.
I don't want to be Blade Runner on our way.
Sci-fi sucks. Sci-fi genuinely sucks.
It's too accurate. I wish it could have been, that Ryan Reynolds film, Life.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Katy Perry in the hand thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got a strong grip. Man. Yeah, I hate all those people.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Dobby.
I'll protect you, Master Bezos.
That's what I'm sick of mergers and acquisitions, bro. I open my phone and it's like, why aren't you using your Amazon Music? It's included, you know.
Yeah,
so why are you doing music? Stick to your books, book boy. Pissing me off.
Yeah, I'll do audiobooks.
Well, yeah. Obviously, Amazon audiobooks
But everything has to do everything now. The guy who sells you books has to sell fucking flights to Mars.
in a cock.
Yeah. Make it a China and I might think about it. Make it a giant Dobby's China and I might fucking hop on board.
Yo.
Oh, man.
Why can't there just be one thing for every one thing?
Yeah. It's like multiple monopolies now fighting for the monopoly of the monopoly.
Yeah. And they all go into space. Nestle in space.
Yeah. They're genuinely going to build a space station. And
British Petroleum in space.
we're going to be bad movie Elysium.
Yeah. That's what they'll do, bro. Can't they, just mine stuff up there? Just fast track to Dead Space. We found this cool kind of relic.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos would shill that shit. He'd be selling little markers.
1 day delivery if you get a marker with whatever you order.
Oh, dude.
I don't like it anymore.
I hate this planet. This planet fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's why they've got to go and find us a new world for them to colonize.
Yeah, and please. Go.
But they'll take everything with them.
They can't. They can't take the cows.
They'll take Katy Perry, and then what am I going to listen to?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be the first shill celebrities to be like,
Ooh, me, I want to go. I want to go to New Elysium.
All of them.
Rob Schneider's at the front of the line.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. I'm getting a bit scared and upset.
Does it upset you?
This one, not really. To be honest. I'm kind of with Jeff Bezos nowadays. Let's go, book boy.
Now that he's hunk. He's hunk Bezos. Now that he's fucking
He's
so
on the
hot.
HRT.
HRT? Hormone replacement therapy.
I mean, maybe.
He definitely is. He's on test.
I meant HGH. Yeah.
Human growth hormone is what you meant. But he's on both. He's on test for sure. He hunked out in a year.
I don't want to be a book nerd no more.
I'm no longer a book nerd. I'm HGH.
I'm Joe Rogan core.
He did go Joe Rogan core.
Yeah. We did, last week, once we finished recording, we went on Joe Rogan's Netflix special for a minute.
Oh my god, yeah, we did.
What's it called? Rilla mode.
Burn the boats?
That's right. I'd seen clips of it before, but seeing it raw, unfiltered was something else.
Yeah, it's
actually so crazy unfunny. It's like Jeff Bezos doing stand up, you know?
I think Jeff Bezos would do better.
Yeah, actually.
I think the novelty of him being just there. Yeah, Joe Rogan, I don't know if was he ever good?
I guess people liked him as a host on Fear Factor and stuff like that, or something. I don't know. He just kind of appeared for me and was like, hey, who's this guy?
Yeah, he was funny for a bit.
But he was never the funny part, though. He's never the funny part. It's always the guest that's the funny one.
Yeah. He was kind of funny when he would just monkey out.
Yeah, when he does a monkey thing or humps the stool, then I'm there.
Yeah. No, the clip of him like screaming into the mic is like classic. That's some premium comedy. That's when he was truly a comedy assassin.
Yeah.
But until that, like, since that, I think since Elon Musk episode, the first Elon Musk
the
episode.
OG one?
Yeah.
Something snapped.
Yeah.
What-
Elon Musk, like, siphons comedic, like...
He's like a comedy vampire.
Yeah. But he doesn't, like, use it.
No, he
he's
just
got a
absorbs
void.
it like
Yeah.
like the marker.
It's his life, yeah. It's his life force.
It's like his desperation to be enthusiastic and funny, like, is so sapping. It takes your comedic essence from you forever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because
This is the chainsaw for bureaucracy.
Comedy is legal again.
Yeah.
Cringy, man.
He has anti-charisma.
Yeah.
He's got anti-riz.
He's like, charisma suck. Comedy suck.
Yeah.
Let's do a suck off, Bezos. Billionaires be cringy,
Yeah.
you know?
They be doing that fuck shit as well. You just know, you know they're doing some...
On their little cock rockets.
On their cock
I'm not book
rockets
boy
and-
anymore. I'm not book boy anymore.
Yeah. Tell me I'm not book boy.
Yeah.
No, that on their yachts and stuff, they're... Yeah.
On their islands.
Yeah.
I don't like it anymore. Well, I'm fed up with this world.
Nah, but actually you're just a book boy waiting to explode into Bezos.
I guess if we worked hard enough, maybe.
Oh, you gotta release a podcast every hour. Then with enough of those,
Then you might be Joe Rogan of the left. Then comedy can finally be legal again. Well, I want to make comedy illegal.
Yeah, genuinely.
They've done a good enough job of that on their own.
Yeah, they've made nobody want it.
Yeah, they've ruined comedy.
Fuck those clowns.
F those clowns. Just like these messages you're about to watch.
Huh?
Huh?
bye, Bear Bear. Bye, Bear Bear.
I do declare, bye, Bear Bear.
Bear Bear shirts and mug available now. Check the description below. What you sipping tonight?
This is genuinely my favorite beer.
What's it called?
Nunya.
Nunya.
It's called Camden Hells. Lagère.
Sounds a little bit satanic.
Okay.
Oh. I've had enough of your bullshits. You think you're a funny comedian like Joe Rogan? The second we started smack talking Joe, she's gone.
Yeah.
Weird that.
Little bit question.
All cats are Joe Rogan enjoyers. And all dogs, well, you don't want to know what they like. Welcome to the second half of the cast, where we head over to the Jar Media question suggestion thread. Oh, that's nice.
You're a
Question
poet and
suggestion.
didn't even know it. You need to get your lungs checked.
If you got this far into the episode, comment, "Ooh, my favorite."
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah, I'm a happy one with that one.
I'm a happy one.
Hey,
with this
that's
one.
my favorite.
Just like Super Slam.
That's my favorite.
Howdy, Mingers. I had recently rewatched the entire Scorncast era, and it made me think about something. Do the Jar Boys consider the Corncast as an entirely different podcast to the Jarcast? I say this because of the numbering system and the name. Just a silly thought I had. And then Obvious Humor said they didn't even include the Corncast thumbnails in the explaining thumbnails vid.
God! I didn't think about it like that.
How do you think about it?
It's a bit more loosey-goosey, baby.
Yeah, it's all more sort of loosey-goosey, baby.
Jar's like water. It flows where it needs to, into various streams and rivers.
That was cool. That was like the beginning of a movie. What the fuck possessed you just then? That was cool. That was very cool.
I don't know, just the older I get, the more cool I get as well.
See, the way I feel is that, like, I guess in hindsight, yeah, it is a different thing. We were like in a video game. We were like in like the forest or whatever.
We were in the forest.
That was cool.
I think the opening of the forest episode was the only joy I felt through all of lockdown.
That was a good moment. Yeah, and we like pretended like we were role playing and shit. Yeah, that was awesome. It was like a little bit of normalcy and a whole lot of weird.
I can't remember a single thing I said during that era. Not one. Nothing. I remember nothing from it.
I remember talking about Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, I remember you doing that.
Because I was hype.
I also remember the title Augur's Origin for some reason.
Augur's Origin? What's that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Jar Episode Finder's going to have to fill people on that one because I don't know.
Yeah. But I guess in hindsight, yeah, it was like a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
A different time.
Different time.
But I'm quite glad we did it.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
It's like a little piece of real.
A little bit of history.
Yeah, a piece of history.
No Project 593 said, recently I've developed superpowers. I can echolocate and use sonar waves to geolocate bad men. Have either of you ever found out you have superpowers? In a way.
Yes.
You go first.
I have really good grips.
Ooh, I'm kind of there with you.
Really?
But it's because I obsessively use the forearm trainer.
Really?
Yeah, and then I tested my grip and I was like,
yeah.
What the?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
How?
Okay.
What was your like Spider-Man? Like, was it like turning the tap and it broke?
Yeah.
Water sprays everywhere.
Yeah, I went to shake the mailman's hand and I broke it.
Yeah, you killed him.
I killed the mailman again?
Yeah. See, mine isn't actually good hand grip, it's good foot grip.
Oh, that's almost more usefuler in certain ways.
Yeah, because a strange fact about me is that my feet always sweat.
Yeah, it's probably because you always got these on.
But they don't sweat slippery, they sweat sticky.
Ah, so you can like climb things.
Yeah. Or go up quite steep. Obviously, I can't go up vertically because I'm heavy. I'm a fat boy.
You go rock climbing raw.
I could.
Watch this.
Watch my good grips. Yeah, but with my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only we could combine our powers, then our grip strength would be unstoppable.
If only I had ultimate grips.
One of us has to be the villain and one the goodie then.
Well, no, we could be like a Power Ranger thing. Like, we develop a suit where like, your feet are attached to my hands, so you like do the top half climb and I'm the legs going like
just like a really long body.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
And we
man.
can like our alter ego can be like a really tall guy in a big trench coat. You have to do the talking though, because I'm just the squidgy feet.
Why is your stomach breathing?
Nekona says this. Are you excited for Big Mouth Season 8? Coming out later this year.
Is that fucking real?
Yeah, we did videos, I think, up to about Season 3.
Yeah.
And then even we couldn't take it anymore.
I remember watching the one with the fuck monster. No.
I thought that was in
No,
like
the
every
ghost.
episode.
The gunk ghost.
Oh, Duke Ellington?
No, the gunk ghost. He's like,
Gunk
ow,
ghost.
I'm the shame wizard.
The Shame Wizard was like quite early on.
Yeah, that's
That's
the
David
last...
Thewlis.
I know. It really fucking pissed me off that they got him. They ruined so many good people.
I think it's the final season. 8. They made 8 seasons of that.
Fucking hell. Who gave a shit after 3? Genuinely.
I guess enough people for it to be renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed and renewed.
Right. I promise that we're going to review every season. That's
If it bloody kills me.
Yeah. Even if I die.
Maybe we should make that like a Patreon stretch goal.
Yeah.
Hog Size says, bears. Cool freaking question for you. Would you rather spend 24 hours in a jungle with 2 warring factions of chimpanzees, or spend 10 hours in a jungle half the size, but with a T-Rex? Also, there are barbed wire fences keeping you within. Optional third choice. You are stuck in a 3-story car park. The buffalo is roaming.
Oy. I'm not taking the buffalo one.
Yeah, I'm not doing the buffalo. You got no chance.
Not the T-Rex. The T-Rex would... Meh.
No, I actually think the T-Rex is the correct option.
Yeah, T-Rex is the answer. But how many chimps on each side?
Jungle with 2 warring factions of chimpanzees. Shall I search like average chimp colony? What would you even describe it as?
Army.
Average chimp army size. Yeah, average chimp army size. Chimpanzee communities in the wild typically consist of between 20 and 100 individuals.
What? That's a huge space of difference.
Can reach sizes of up to 150. So let's just go with the biggest. 150, so 300 warring chimps. And they're mad.
I don't know what T-Rex's senses were like, though. Is that
they
part of the
were
gamble?
scavengers as well.
But like, if I just went and laid in a corner, would it find me?
I don't know if it would hunt for you in the same way like a chimp. Like if it knows you're in that, you're just done. Like you're,
but if
you're
there's
dead.
there's 2 warring chimps factions,
Yeah,
right,
mhm.
and I'm lying in the corner doing nothing,
Yeah,
why would
But
they
like-
come and get me when they're war?
because
They're
they're
at
in
war.
war mode, bro. They're like running around. They're going.
Yeah, but they see me and they're like, "What's this naked guy?"
Yeah, so they just kill you.
No,
They've already got the bloodlust.
well, no, but they might be like, "Save the calories, brev."
No, you are calories.
I guess. Yeah, it's not cannibalism either.
And you're also calories to a
different.
T-Rex. However, I feel like in a dense jungle environment, which is the war ground we're talking about, you have more chance of escaping a creature the size of a T-Rex than you are a nimble, powerful chimpanzee.
Yeah, and 1 chimp could kill you.
Yeah. Let
And
alone
one-
if a
one
whole...
T-Rex, let alone 300.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And like, they're obviously not all going for you, but
Even if a group of 5 like just were like, what's that? Is that the enemy faction?
oh no, it's just some naked guy. Let's tear him apart.
Free calories.
boys. I'm glad we got to the correct answer eventually.
The Valis Syndrome said, "Sup boys, Nurse Jarling here. I work on a psychiatric ward, and the TV in the patient's lounge is broken, so we've been using a projector to do movie evenings for them. Having never seen it before, and seeing it was only a 12 age rating, so likely wouldn't have anything too inappropriate in it, I put on the modern classic Red Notice for some of the patients, who seemed to think it looked alright. I sat in the room and watched most of it with them, not having seen it before. Having seen the film now, my question is, should I be allowed to continue practicing nursing after subjecting my patients to this, or should I be struck from the register?"
You should be struck if you're in psychiatric
That's cruel.
care. Yeah.
Why are you doing that to them?
It's like
'Cause if they don't have enough on their plate,
it's like ensuring job security. Like keeping people
that's
in your
evil,
care.
man. You got to counter that with what's another classic?
8 seasons of Big Mouth.
Movies. similar to Red Notice. Oh, 6 Underground?
Jumanji? 1 and 2?
The Grey Man? Might be a little bit too edgy. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
What about Jumanji 2? With The Rock? Just any Rock movie where he's wearing, like,
The
beige
Hitman's
cargos.
Bodyguard.
Beige cargo Rock movies is what you're looking for.
Yeah. Safe,
Safe,
sound.
happy, beige cargo.
Yeah.
Rock.
I like this one from Lil Dress Inc. If you were given the choice to sacrifice 10% of your remaining lifespan in return for immediately picking up a new skill to mastery, what would you do? The catch? You don't know what the skill will be. It could be something good like guitar or mathematics, or something simple like world champion door slammer or hopscotch player.
Yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah, I think I would take that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 10%.
How
What if
long...
like what if it was like one of those monkey's paw things where like you just instantly die?
But then I couldn't have done anything anyway.
True that. True that.
It says 10%, right? So I only,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
well, no, it does. If you only had 10% of your life left.
Right. I was correct in the end.
You were, in a way.
In a way.
And that meant you're really good at dying.
Yeah, what if that was your skill, like just dying really awesomely?
Yeah. Well, then everyone's like, well, awesome death.
Awesome death, that's one for the history books.
Do you know who had the coolest death?
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. Okay.
Dom from Gears of War 3?
Yes, we've been there.
Come on, brother.
But you didn't think it was going to end like this, huh, Maria? Dom.
Oh, man. Skelly Dude 11 says, what would you do if genuinely this week's JARCast got 0 views? Like everyone was busy that day. Would it bother you? Would you still do the cast if nobody listened?
This is a bit philosophical.
This is a bit philosophical.
I
think yes.
Probably would, yeah. Like, I started making videos at some point, even speaking into the ether. 10 views.
I think it's actually impossible to get 0 views.
Yeah, you're going to get at least 1.
Yeah. In fact, my ideal is 1.
No, I like the 10 to 80 range.
I like the 1. I like
One
having
view.
a one-way conversation with one guy.
Mm.
Or girl.
Or girl.
Or in the middle.
Yeah, in
Or
fact,
nothing.
Yeah. They don't even have to be human as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Could be an algorithm.
No, I don't want it. I want it to bleed.
Tell me.
Do ladybirds bleed? I had
Yeah.
I had a long moment with a ladybird today.
It wasn't one of the scary biter ones, was it?
It didn't bite me, but it was really cute. I'm telling you, genuinely.
Zoom in on its face. That ain't cute.
Huh?
Zoom in on its face.
It is cute.
It ain't cute.
They've got big bug eyes, and they're
No,
like.
that's not their actual eyes.
No, not the spots, not the big white spots. They're bug eyes, the black bug eyes. But I'm telling you, this bug was crawling over my hand like for ages, and my fingers were like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like close together, and it tried to go in between my fingers. So it wedged in between my fingers and then put its legs like underneath it and pushed
Oh.
to separate my fingers. And I was like, what?
Why you be doing that, little lady bird? Okay, their faces aren't that scary.
See, they're cute as
That's
fuck.
not like ants.
Ants are scary. And they all bite. They're horrible things. Whereas ladybugs, they're just like...
They poo all over you. I bet it pooed on you.
It pooed all over me. But it was cute while it did it. And it was just like little tiny, like, what do they even eat?
Bugs.
No, they are bugs.
Speaking of bugs, We got 2 more here before we wrap this up and go into a secret little special. Passenger Last 9107 says, Bear, just wanted to give a last update for this account, which is the AI Gooner account. Yes, I was ahead of my time using AI and gooning. No, I don't do it anymore. I'm medicated for anxiety and ADHD now, and it's allowed me to actually have a life. I also realized I was bi as well last year and got an awesome boyfriend. I'd say the biggest change, which allowed me to find myself again and become confident in who I am, was going on antidepressants, Zoloft specifically, for my anxiety. It's not perfect, but I find myself talking to people and going to functions without thinking about worrying even once. Overall, living a life 100 times what I was living when I wrote in originally. Hope everyone reading this has a great one.
Yeah.
A little uplifting little moment.
Yeah, but also sad. Well, maybe just stop for a moment. Stop the medication and listen for a bit.
What?
Bad joke.
Listen to the...
No, that's great news.
That was good news.
Yeah.
Oh, man. AI Gooner. Do you remember that?
Maybe.
That must have been years ago.
Hi, I'm the AI Gooner.
Ahead of 2 curves.
I'm
That's
ahead
impressive.
of my time.
I respect it.
The AI Gooning?
Yeah. They were AI gooning and then they got medication and became a good person.
I AI goon to John Marston Goon.
Who would you-
don't stop gooning now! I don't like it, bro.
What?
Don't like it. Just how quickly gooning just became.
Popped off.
Yeah, it became pop culture.
It did, yeah. It was always going to happen, let's be honest.
Yeah, and that was a Scorncast thing, right?
It was, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when like goon caves and stuff became...
Fuck, that makes so much sense. That gooning, like...
Yeah, it was like a subculture created by lockdowns and COVID.
I'm sure it existed before then.
It was niche
But
though.
It was niche. It was niche when we talked about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the question is, which one of us like found it?
You know who it was. Right, finally. Speaking of, Jizza Gizzard can take us away. Proof that Japanese people only understand things that are pronounced a specific way. I was recently in a karaoke bar in Kyoto when no one spoke any English. I was purely communicating to the Japanese folk through Google Translate to order food and drinks and to ask them about the area. The bar patrons asked us to perform karaoke, and my friend thought it would be a good idea to perform a 5-minute Eminem song. I could see everyone in the bar was confused during his performance, so I decided to break the awkwardness by telling them he was performing a hip-hop song. The response to me saying hip-hop was a blank expression. I eventually put it into Google Translate, which returned hippu hoppu. Once I pronounced it as hippu hoppu, in an over-exaggerated way, the whole bar erupted in "oh" and nods of understanding. Since this is the question thread, I'll ask this. What is your favourite recent hippu hoppu project? Cheers, lads.
That's an awesome story.
Yeah, I like that.
Hell yeah.
Listen to any hip-hop recently?
I always get confused because there's like a difference between hip hop and rap and
Is there?
yeah.
Oh, I don't know then.
Let's see. I have been listening to
No, but look, is Eminem hip-hop or rap? Eminem is primarily a hip-hop artist, though he's also a rapper.
yeah.
I don't know the genre differences.
I find genres with music really confusing.
Yeah, I
a
do
lot of the
too.
time.
Because I don't really
I
care.
find genres in general very confusing. But Vince Staples, Dark Times, I've been listening to like a lot lately.
Really?
Yeah, I've been really liking it. And I mean like lately. I only listened to it the first time at the start of the week.
Because like I've just like searched a list of people. Post Malone.
He's not fucking hip hop.
That's what it says, bro. Ludacris.
Yeah, he's hip hop.
Ice Cube, Nicki Minaj. J. Cole.
Yeah.
I haven't really been listening to much hip hop lately, outside of the odd Kendrick song.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being real.
Difference between hip hop and rap.
What have I been listening to recently? Weirdly, just Silk Sonic. It's not hip hop, but
There's a little bit of rap in there.
True.
777.
does Anderson .Paak do hip hop?
Yes.
Okay, I guess that would be my answer.
Comes his rap.
Yes, Lord.
Right, so hip hop is a broader cultural movement that encompasses rap. So all rap is hip hop, I guess. But not all hip hop is rap.
Not all hip hop is rap. Okay. So Ed Sheeran then.
Yes, Ed Sheeran is a hip hop artist.
Hooray! Just the way I
Sorry,
like.
I needed to read that to understand. Yeah, hip hop is cultural. Rap is like a style of music. It's like a delivery over an instrumental.
I put the filter on my Spotify. The most recent one I had was Guns and Smoke off that Snoop Dogg album.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. That's a good ass song.
That's a good song.
Yeah, I find 50 Cent on that song particularly riveting.
Really, that's your favorite one? Because I'm waiting for Eminem on that song.
Yeah.
And I didn't really care about Eminem.
Yeah, I'm not fussed by Eminem, but on that song,
I like him on that
claps.
song.
But 50, I don't know how he does it. Like, I know he got shot a bunch of times, and ever since he's had like a speech impediment. But like he perfectly comes off the beat and back onto it in this like. It feels both unintentional and intentional. Like he's. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really unique and interesting, and it sounds good. So, fair play, Fiddy.
I also shout out to this song Aquamarine, feat Michael Kiwanuka. Danger Mouse.
I like Danger Mouse.
That's a good ass song.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's probably fine. Or something.
Did you just search hip hop?
There's like when you go on your liked songs, you can just choose a genre and it will zone in.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Vince Staples album is like... Is it really? And Flying Lotus. Never
Nice.
Catch Me with Kendrick Lamar by Flying Lotus.
You're not going to catch me.
You're never going to catch me.
Never ever.
Can we end this episode with each of our I Am Venom's impressions? No, wait.
I'm Steve.
Yes, can you say we are Venom, but in the I Am Steve cadence?
Wait, we are Venom in the I am Steve.
We are Venom.
We are Venom.
Yeah.
So cringy. It needs to sound more like Scooby-Doo.
What does? Re-ra-renum.
Venom.
Venom.
I think that was a good ending there.
You know what? That was a bloody good ending. That was a bloody nice ending.
Do a re-hee-hee.
Hee
Wee.